Welcome back to another episode. We're glad to have you here today. Today is part 2, which is our return journey home of our 1,500-mile round trip. If you haven't had the chance to check out episode 1, make sure you do it. I'll include the link right up here for you to check that out. That's our trip down. We got some pretty decent efficiency on the way down, and we're hoping to at least replicate that on the way home. Now, we didn't stick to the speed limit. We didn't drive slower than traffic. We at least traveled at the speed of traffic, which was 80-ish miles per hour. And as we've determined, the farther south you are, the faster people like to travel. So we've been taking advantage of that by sticking with traffic, moving a little bit quicker. If you've been enjoying this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you do enjoy this video, give it a like, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for those who have subscribed to our channel. We continue to post content regularly. We just found out that Tesla has just released referral bonuses to new Model Y owners. So if you haven't yet ordered your Tesla and you're considering the Model Y, and the videos that we've been putting out there have been helpful, I'd really appreciate if you'd consider using our referral code. Those free supercharging miles, it's 1,000 miles for you and 1,000 miles for us. We'll absolutely be happy to use those supercharging miles to take more trips and document the journey and share that with you. So again, if this content is useful for you, subscribe to the channel, consider using our referral code. We really appreciate it. And with that, let's get going. So 768 miles to get home. Should be able to do it in 13 hours and 14 minutes. We're leaving with a state of charge of 94%, thanks to the destination charger at the hotel. So that came in clutch. We're leaving with a really full battery and should be able to get there no problem. We'll be able to charge for less time by having more charge now. So that should help. First leg is done. 336 1 hour per mile, 124 miles. Used 42 kilowatt. And it looks like we're here for 20 minutes to get us to Birmingham at our next stop for 35 minutes. And there's nothing between here and Birmingham, so probably charge up just a little extra to have some buffer in there. Still on track for an arrival at home about 2:36 in the morning, so we will see how we do. Let's see. Much better charging than last time. 15 minutes. All right, we are charged. So looks like we should get there at 15%. Slip the plug. So like an hour and 54 minutes, 132 miles. Should get there at 15%. So we will see how it goes. Traffic has been moving very fast, so we will probably take advantage of the quicker arrival time. We'll see how it goes. 336 watt hour per mile, 44 kilowatts, and about 11% estimated. So it wants us to charge here for 40 minutes, but let's get plugged in and we will show you the change of plans that we have. We will probably stop in Athens, Alabama, rather than stretch it to Brentwood, Tennessee. Should be faster. We're going to test that theory. Shows an estimated arrival time at home of 2:36. So we'll see if we can make this work. All right, we're the only ones here, so this should ramp up nicely. It's around there. Let's take a look, see how we're looking. By the way, if you haven't been to the Birmingham Supercharger, it's like brand new. It's right off the highway, just a couple of blocks downtown, so you do have to drive through a little bit, but there is a lot to choose from. Eugene's Hot Chicken looks pretty good. It's right here on the corner. And then over here, there's like a whole new section. There's a pizza place, another chicken place, a brew place, all kinds of stuff. It's a very nice location. Also, if you can see behind me, there's a dog park, so that's convenient. My family's up there somewhere. Anyways, yeah, I thought I'd give a shout out to a very nice supercharger, and seems to be charging at a pretty reasonable pace. Originally, we were going to eat dinner here. However, the boys wouldn't wait. As you know how that goes. We were about 30 minutes out, and they just weren't going to wait any longer. So we had to pull through, drive through, and get some food on the way. So now we've got a little bit longer than we want for charging. We've got about 30 minutes left, and that is to get to our next stop. So it wants us to go all the way to Brentwood, get us all the way up into Tennessee, just south of Nashville, which is a nice haul. The problem is we got to stay here for quite a while. So if we open up our superchargers, this one right here in Athens, we hit that up on the way down. It's a decent station, and we're gonna see what's there we go. So if we did that, we'd only need to stay here for about 10 more minutes. We could just make it at 0%, which we're not gonna do that. But that just cut 20 minutes of charge time here. Now, the reason is, as we're starting to get higher into the battery, this speed continues to slow down. So if we stay here for 30 minutes, we'll get a lot less range than if we would unplug, dwindle that range down, and then plug in again at a lower battery capacity. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to stay here until we see we can make it there with about 20%, just have plenty of buffer, and change it up a little bit and see if we can test this theory about it being quicker to go to more superchargers rather than longer distance. Another tip from that last stint is we really wanted to go pretty quickly, just because everybody was going pretty quickly all the way up to that point. However, it took a while to get into a group of people, so we were losing anticipated arrival battery remaining on the way up. So it was actually going down really quick. We were losing 1% every probably 3 miles in anticipated arrival. So what we had to do is we had to switch it up, wait for a pack of cars that were going quickly to come by, and then slide in right behind them. But that just helps with the aerodynamics, puts less drag on the car, allows it to flow smoother. So that worked great. We got back up to 12%. I think originally it said we'd arrive at 15 or something. So that worked out great. It was a little alarming. We had to slow down quite a bit just to be sure we didn't pull too much energy on the way down. Also, if you see a big pickup truck that's going fast, maybe squeeze in behind him if you also want to go fast. Certainly don't get in front of him, because God forbid a Tesla or electric anything be in front of a pickup truck. We know how that story goes. So right behind him, right where he wants you anyways, and let him plow through the air. All right, so now we're headed to Athens. It's like 92 miles. Should arrive with 32%. We got stuck a little bit, Stayed a little bit longer than planned, unfortunately, but with kids, that's how it goes. Right, well, we are pulling into Athens, which is great. We're making fantastic time. Should be closing in at 28%, which is pretty good given what the estimate was. So we're ahead of schedule. We've got the time down to about 2:33, and yeah, we'll plug in and see how the charger does. I don't know about you other Model Y owners, but is anybody else having it take so long to turn to green? Let me know in the comments. All right, that was quick to 146. That's pretty good. All right, so let's review the plan here. It says it should be here for about 30 minutes. And then if we do stay that full 30 minutes, we would just have 2 more stops. And I think that's what we're gonna do, because with the kids, it's a little bit harder to just plug and run, to just hit every stop. So I think that's the plan. We should be home about 2:30. So we will try to see if we can make up some more time with traffic moving smooth. And after that, we should be in Bowling Green next. Hi, Jack.
Hey.
Hi, Walt. What are you boys doing?
I'm back. Let's find them again.
Hey, what's on your shirt?
Dinosaurs.
Those are dinosaurs, that's right. All right, so we've severely slowed down, getting up in the 85s. We are ready to roll. It'd get us there at 15%. But given we've been using more energy, I'm just gonna give it a couple more minutes. And it looks like we're pushing our arrival time a little bit, but we'll make up for that in speed. So give it a couple minutes and we'll be on our way. All right, so headed out now. Should be there about 10 after 10, 17%. So we'll see how it goes. Well, we made excellent time. Looks like we're gonna arrive at 12% with a 25-minute charge, so let's get plugged in. And for further proof that we have been to Florida, check this out. There's so many bugs, it's so bad. Yeah. All right, so we're just about done charging. I'm gonna get this up to about 20, so we'll stay a little bit longer. Just in case there's less traffic now, there's less people to get behind and follow and get the benefit of their drafts. So at last stint we did 332 watt hour per mile, which is pretty good considering we're doing 80 plus the whole way. So we'll probably step it back a little bit now that it's getting late. So I want a little bit of extra juice here. Let's see what the rest of the trip looks like. So we got one more stop. Just a 25-minute stop in Louisville, which is not too bad. Should be there in about an hour and a half or so. And then the final leg home, which is about 2 hours from there. So not bad at all. We are getting close. We're getting so close. Looks like if we left right this moment, about 2:28 in the morning, which is fantastic. This navigation has been spot on with timing so far, so that's pretty awesome. You're able to gain some time with a little bit of speed, and definitely happy with that. Well, we made it to Louisville. Got 20% battery, need a 25-minute charge, and then final leg, 326 watt-hour per mile, which is pretty good. All right, so we're about 2 hours roughly from home at this point. It's our last stop for supercharging, which is great. The thing that's not so great is it's been so long since this has happened with anything that it caught me off guard. But we knew we were in a different time zone down in the part of Florida that we were in. We were in Central Time down there. We're Eastern in Indiana. No big deal. Just different time zones. I can't remember the last time I used a map that didn't figure out the appropriate time in the correct time zone. So the navigation finally switched over to Eastern Time. Also switched our arrival time, pushed it back an hour because it's a different time zone. That's pretty pathetic in 2020 for any navigation to not have that figured out, but so annoying. So instead of 2:30 in the morning, we'll be getting home at 3:30 in the morning, which has a terrible ring to it. So hopefully the kids can go back to sleep and stay asleep, please, and we can make it home and not be so rough tomorrow. But we'll get this charging wrapped up and then straight home, straight to bed, and that'll be it. So that last leg, we did not have anybody to follow to give us the benefit of drafting off of their wind. So that last leg was autopilot set at 80 and no wind outside, 75-ish degrees outside, and we got about 330 watt-hour per mile. So that should give you a good idea of what to expect in ideal conditions, I guess, without the benefit of following anybody. So hopefully that helps to give you an idea of energy consumption on the highway on 80 miles an hour. So there you go. All right, last leg. Looks like 3:35, 3:36 in the morning. Couple hours, 146 miles, 80% now. We'll go ahead and unplug and finish this trip. we made it. We pulled in at 3:27, ran the kids upstairs really quick. So let's take a look at how we did. All right, on that final leg, we did 314 watt hours per mile, 2 hours, 146 miles. So it's pretty good. We did a lot of 65 mile an hour there at the end, so that helped to bring down the averages. For the whole trip, 1,562 miles, 323 watt hour per mile, and a total of 504 kilowatts. Well, that pretty much does it for us. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please click subscribe. If you found this video useful in figuring out road trips that you may be able to do in the Model Y, maybe consider liking this video as well. A couple of the bigger points that I'd like to make here as we close out this video. The frunk came in clutch with the carry-on, so we packed all of our essential stuff in a carry-on and put it in the frunk. What was nice about that is by having, you know, a stroller back here and all this other stuff, we didn't have to dig through things. We could just pop the front, grab and go. Also, any medicines and things like that, quick and easy to get to. Don't forget an extension cord when you go out. The first night we asked the lady at the hotel if she would mind if we plugged into, it was just a 110 outlet, but it gave us 30 miles of range in the, by the time we woke up in the morning, so that was appreciated. We did need that extension cord to be able to reach, so don't forget to bring an extension cord just in case, you know, things like that. So anyways, thanks again for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one.